Yo, what's good, Spirit Squad? Today we're going to be taking a look at standard Jund tokens, and I totally understand that's not a format we usually mess with. But we're going to be playing this for one of two reasons. First, Nixilis the Adversary, absolutely busto magic card, and I kind of want to make use of it before it finds its way into the ban list for standard. Second, well, I just had all the wildcards necessary to build it, and that never happens on Arena because you need a million rare and mythic wildcards to build anything. But actually had all the wildcards to build it, so here we are. Anyway, we're going to take a look at the deck list, see what's what, and then jam some games on the ranked ladder. But before that, actually, Kristen just got a new job at a gaming store, and they gave her some booster packs of Streets of New Capenna as, I don't know, a welcoming gift for her new job, I guess. So I've got 3 set boosters here, and I'm actually going to crack these because I never get to open crack packs. So let's see what we get before checking out this deck list. I'm really curious as to what's in these set boosters. So let's, okay. So we get a cool little treasure token. Okay, how hard or easy are these to see? These are pretty reasonably easy to see. The green parts are going to be hidden by the green screen, but okay. Oh, the cards are face down from where I'm looking too, so that's exciting. What do we got? Light 'em up. Okay, that's a cool foil. We got Maestros Diabolist. That guy's kind of cool. Okay, we talked about that a little bit on the video where we Spara's Adjudicators, and it's all fancy showcase looking. Cool. I think the card kind of stinks, but the art does not. It's got like some sweet looking cats and stuff all over it. We've got a Maestro's Charm showcase. I do like that card. We've got Sizzling Soloist, who is not very good, but he's super cool on the Ray Charles vibes, right? We got Voice of the Vermin. You come in with a shield counter and you do something else. When you attack, target creature you control has base PT 4 until end of turn. Cool, cool. We've got Take to the Streets. Okay. Riveteer's Overlook. You are the Jund color fetch land. Okay. Riveteer's Initiate. You get Death Touch. I've seen you in draft a million times already. Cabaretti Initiate. You get what? Double Strike? Yeah. 3 mana. It's a 1/2 double striking Rocket Raccoon looking guy. Yeah. Gotta love the raccoons. We've got Broker's Initiate and something good. Hey, a cool foil mountain. That counts. And our art card is a Halo Fountain. All right. Oh, that's not going to come through very well. But still, the mountain's pretty sweet. What do we have for the next one? Oh. Crunch, 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 crunch. That's how we open booster packs around here. So we've got another treasure. This one's Halo Cup or whatever. Get your purple drink on. We've got Girder Goons. That's cool looking foil. What are you? Aven Heartstabber. Oh, you're the Baleful Strix thing. Okay. We have Lagrella the Magpie. That's pretty sweet. I like her. Spara's Adjudicators again. Again, super... Oh, Broker's Charm. That card is not good, but it's very cool looking. Unlucky Witness is actually a good card. That one I like. Oh, Nimble Larcenist. You're the Sin Collector, right? Yeah, you're a flying Sin Collector. Cool. Robbed Archives. I don't even know what this does. Casualty 1, Exile. Oh, it's the Reckless Impulse, but bad. Because you can't play the cards the next turn. You have to play them this turn. Gilded Pinions. It makes a treasure, so I actually like that card. Jetmir's Fixer. Oh yeah. You get pumped. Big Score. Already sick of seeing that card everywhere. And this time it's a Plains, and I like this picture of the plane. Oh hey, a matching Plains. Look at that. They match. And our last pack is also going to prove to be a little difficult to open. There we go. What do we get out of this one? This time we get a Citizen token, and she's pretty cool looking. She's like dancing and stuff. There's a knife in her hand, so somebody's about to get fucked up. Overall, pretty sweet. We get Nimble Larcenist, except this time it's the foil. Oh my god, I love this foil. Holy shit, this thing's sick. I might keep this. I don't actually want to play foil cards, but it's a cool one. Unlicensed Hearst. Oh, I like this card. I actively want to play that. Masked Bandits. Cool. Oh, you know, I should have done these in reverse order, because the rares are always last, right? Another Nimble Larcenist. I've got, what, 3 of these now? Involuntary Employment. Hilarious name. Basically just being press ganged. Glittering Stockpile. Pyre Sledge Arsonist. Witty Roastmaster, which I still absolutely love that name, right? Like, it's, you know, he's roasting people as in being funny and making fun of you, but also roasting, literally putting you on fire, so get bodied. Another copy of Light 'em Up. Exhibition Magician. We do love the rhymes. Daring Escape. And a regular swamp this time. Okay. Our art card is a card I don't know by picture. Masked Bandits. Oh, okay. We actually just got a Masked Bandits in this pack too, so we got another set of things that matches in our showcase and art card that match together. So that's pretty cool. Shout outs to Kristen for giving me some cool booster packs. And I don't know, anybody like want any of the cards that are not the Nimble Larcenist foil, let me know, because I'm not going to use any of the rest of them. But that was still very cool nonetheless. Now that we've gotten over the deck list, let's actually check out the deck list we'll be playing today. So here we're going to be playing Jund tokens, and the focal point of this deck is going to be Up Nixilis the Adversary. So Up Nixilis has a couple of things going on, right? You sacrifice a creature to have casualty X, and then you get an additional copy of Up Nixilis. And with Up Nixilis, we actually get to do a couple of cool things while Up Nixilis is on the table, right? Like, you get to make devil tokens with Up Nixilis, and then plus to make them either lose life or discard cards, and both of those are pretty beneficial to us, right? The devil tokens are also going to be really good against decks like mono white that are looking to attack you with a bunch of creatures. Sometimes they have 1 toughness, and of course when the devils die they deal 1 damage to a target, so that'll be pretty good at cleaning up some board states. But also we have a lot of cards that generate value, never mind Up Nixilis. Blood Tithe Harvester, for example, makes blood tokens. Ranger class makes a wolf token. Fable of the Mirror Breaker makes 2 different tokens and lets you loot. Graveyard Trespasser, not necessarily a value card, it's just a really solid threat. But also, graveyards are sometimes relevant, right? Like, sometimes you have cards like Lier that wants to flashback cards out of the graveyard. There's a new card, Tenacious Underdog, that can blitz repeatedly out of the graveyard, and that card's actually kind of bonkers. I almost considered putting it in here. There's just like a lot of really good stuff, right? And if your opponent's playing like mono white or mono red, then the incidental life gain is something to be appreciated. So Graveyard Trespasser, A1 all around. The Seeker's Chariot is probably the best card in this entire deck, including Up Nixilis. Chariot's really good. Copying your tokens, super relevant, especially when they're Up Nixilis tokens, because that's awesome. But you also just get like a really solid value card, right? And then we're playing Wrenn and 7 as well. So Wrenn and 7 is going to be able to make just big ass tree folks anyway, but also you get to just like dig through your deck for lands, and you really just want to be able to generate value, and doing that requires that you cast your cards. So we're going to generate a little bit of value by digging for lands, making tree folk tokens, keeping a big body around. If you can make 2 tree folk tokens with either just Wrenn and 7 ticking up and then ticking back down, or the Seeker's Chariot copying the original tree folk token you got anyway, then you can sometimes end up with just like multiple 6/6s or 7/7s or something huge on the table. Pretty good stuff. We even have like a slightly robust suite of removal too. Like, we've got 4 copies of Strangle. That'll be good against anything low to the ground. It'll help finish off Planeswalkers, for example, Wandering Emperor that has, you know, 3 starting loyalty. We get Blood Tithe Harvester, which can be a removal spell. That's pretty sweet. Infernal Grasp is pretty sweet. And then Riveteer's Charm especially. This one is going to make your opponent sacrifice their biggest thing. So in case of, I don't know, Hullbreaker Horror or something else that's just like a big stupid threat that Strangle has no business tangling with, Riveteer's Charm actually has your back covered. You also get to basically use Riveteer's Charm as a draw 3, and holy Jesus, that is good. Like, people already played Abzan Charm when that was in Standard because it was just like a removal spell that could also draw 2. This is a arguably better removal spell that draws 3. So yeah, Riveteer's Charm, A1. So I'm looking forward to playing this thing. And then you just get like a lot of incidental value along the way, right? Like you get Fable of the Mirror Breaker, getting your 2-for-1s, letting you loot. Up Nixilis, tons of value. A blood token lets you filter through your deck. Sometimes it's a removal spell, sometimes it's a threat. All of those are good. Strangle, reasonable. Infernal Grasp, medium to reasonable. I'm playing this over Power Word Kill because I don't necessarily want to die to an opponent who's playing Goldspan Dragon. I have to assume that's still going to be a player in the meta here. But really, that's going to be our deck. Pretty exciting stuff as far as the non-land cards. And the lands, not that bad. We're playing 26 of them. So we're playing 3 copies of Proving Ground, 3 copies of Green-Red Pathway, 4 copies of each of the other Jund-flavored pathways. We also have 4 copies each of Haunted Rid and Deathcap Glade. We're not going to play Green-Red of this land, but the black ones especially let us cast cards like Duress out of the sideboard pretty reliably. Having access to early red mana with Haunted Ridge, Den of the Bugbear, and Pathways gives us early Strangles. And if you can make your mana work well, you can cast either Blood Tithe Harvester or Ranger class pretty reliably on turn 2 every time. So that's exactly what we want to see happen, right? The rest of our sideboard, we've already mentioned the Duress, contain Ray of Enfeeblement, which is going to be a 4x. I like Ray of Enfeeblement, especially against decks like Mono White, which I have to assume are still everywhere, right? Mono White was a really, really big player in last Standard season, and I don't really see too much of a reason for that to change, even if Nixilis is really good. We've got 3 copies of Abrade. Abrade is a reasonable removal spell, but mostly has the name of Isika's Chariot all over it, right? Like, just destroying an artifact is pretty good, and destroying a chariot, which is probably one of the best cards, if not the best card in the entire format. You just need to have a plan to handle Isika's Chariot, and Abrade is going to be my sideboard plan. We've got 2 copies of Hidetsugu Consumes All, and this does a couple of things, right? Like, it does hurt our tokens, since tokens are CMC 0, which means they do get hit by Hidetsugu Consumes All. But if we're playing this deck, I have to assume other people are going to be playing this deck as well. So if you're fighting on the draw, and your opponent is also on a deck like this, and they get a bunch of tokens on a table, like say they're playing Ranger class, they're playing up Nixilis tokens, they're playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker, then Hidetsugu Consumes All can, well, consume all of their board and let you work on developing your own, while also getting rid of graveyards for things like Lier, things like Tenacious Underdog, all kinds of stuff like that. And then this Chapter 3, it's a medium threat, but a medium threat is still a threat. Like, you got some value when you get to clean up a permanent, you get a threat on the way back. It's a pretty sweet 2-for-1, right? Especially when the threat makes itself bigger. Also, Hidetsugu Consumes All is pretty good against decks like Mono White, which are playing cards like Training Partner or whatever, Sparring Partner, the one that disenchants by removing counters. You get that, you get Usher of the Fallen, any tokens they make with Adeline or Usher of the Fallen's ability there. So this thing has a lot of potential to do good, right? And then we got 3 copies of Meathook Massacre. Meathook Massacre is just good anyway. Surprise. But it helps clean up against a lot of really good aggressive decks that might otherwise get under your removal, because some of it costs 2 and 3, right? Like, if we're playing Riveteer's Charm and Infernal Grasp, then we don't really want to be on the other side of the opponent who's playing like Mono Red without additional help. So the Meathook Massacre is going to provide that additional help for us. That's going to be our game plan. I'm going to play, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 rounds of Standard, however many it takes until I get sick of Standard. But it should be a pretty good time. I really like our deck, and I will see you on round 1. Fingers crossed. All right, so we're going to be on the play Luki 52. All right, and our hand's not bad, right? Like, we got a removal spell, 2-drop, 3-drops that we want to play. All things considered, I'm pretty happy about what's happening here. So let's play this on red and start from there. Oh, that's also really nice. So let's do that. Let's do this and see if we can get an attack off into up Nixilis on turn 3. That seems pretty nice. So what's happening here? Check for traps. Never mind. Looks like this is going away. Well, good night, sweet prince. But honestly, even that's still fine. Like, we still have Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and I'll still be very happy to cast that on turn 3. So I want green from this and this from this. So now we've got our Goblin token. Life is really good. Let's see what our opponent comes up with. Not really too much to complain about. From an Esper type matchup, I would probably expect Strangle to be... Oh, ha! They're off it. Even better. All right. Sick. So against an Esper strategy, I expect Duress to be a little bit relevant here, and I don't know that I want 4 copies of Strangle here. I think I want to keep Infernal Grasp in case they're playing something like, I don't know, Lier out of the graveyard maybe. And to that effect, I can also put in a Hidetsugu. But I am going to take out 1 of the Infernal Grasp for a second Hidetsugu and then just kind of call it from there. Because we don't really know what our opponent's doing, right? Like, all they did was check for traps, make 2 land drops, and scoop. So I'm going to work under the assumption that they could be some kind of control deck that might try to finish out with something like Lier on top of the Hullbreaker Horror that I would already expect an Esper player to be on. So we're going to keep in a couple of the copies of Infernal Grasp, but I expect Strangle to be basically useless, and I'm hoping that Duress is actively great and Hidetsugu is at least medium relevant, is at least the goal here. So I can do a couple of things here. I can keep this hand as is, and I can cast both of my Blood Tithe Harvesters. I can draw a green land and play Ranger class, or any land to play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Any 2 lands cast this. This makes the hand a little awkward, but I think I'd rather lean on these and be able to potentially discard Ranger class to a blood token anyway. So I'm going to keep this. And my plan initially is going to be, with this mana, forget about Ranger class and instead just work on these. Oh, and our opponent's mulliganing too, so that sucks for them. I am not going to be a helpful citizen. We are going to duress them. What do we got? Sunset Revelry and March of Otherworldly Light. Okay, I will take the Sunset Revelry. Revelry puts them up cards. March does not. Oh, hey, green source. Let's go. So now our mana is perfect. I can just cast Fable or Ranger class, whatever. Isika's Chariot. I just need 1 more mana, but all the colors are there. So, oh, ha, look at us go. Wahahaha. So here I can play green with this, actually. I want to keep access to double green or double black. Because remember, we do have like red and 7 in our deck. And if I draw Duress, then I'll want access to a second black source, so I can go like, you know, Duress and then maybe a second black spell. But here, I think what I want to do is just cast Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I could cast Ranger class or Blood Tithe Harvester and keep mana up for a blood token, but honestly, that's fine. I don't actually want to discard either of these. And I'm actually, oh my god, that's really good for us. The fact that we drew double Isika's Chariot in the face of what's probably going to be a negate deck is pretty sweet for us. I'm going to make green with this. So this way, if they do counter this, it's still kind of whatever because I can play Ranger class and level it up in the same turn. And if they just want to like use the March to, I don't know, play a land and get rid of the Chariot, then that's even cooler because I have a second Chariot. Nope. Looks like a copy of Saw It Coming, maybe? Nope. Looks like a copy of nothing. They scooped. Yeah, looks like I guess the pressure's a little too much for what our Esper opponent's doing. Let's jam it. So this time we're going to be on the draw. And our hand is, not great, but we do have perfect colors, right? Like I've got Junda mana on turn 2 with this pathway, a turn 3 Nixilis, even just like a singular Nixilis isn't bad, but drawing a creature into Nix would obviously be optimal. But I have a removal spell too, so what's this? Esper land? Oh, okay, so we're playing another Esper opponent. Got it. So let's see what our Esper opponent wants to do here. Tenacious Underdog, pretty good. And we'll make green. I did not draw the creature for Nix, but I'm still gonna be pretty happy to just like kill this thing and then untap and Nix. Ward. Boo. Alright. Ward's annoying, but at least I'm still gonna get to resolve my... Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I think I want to... I might just want to kill this thing. Let's think about that. So you can be a second black source. I can resolve Nix now in plus, but I don't know that... Oh man, this Tenacious Underdog is gonna be a bit of a mess. So if I Nixilis in plus, then they can reanimate this and just kill it. So I think I'd rather just do this now, pay the ward, and not worry about the connive part. If they want to reanimate this and just attack now, then I'm actually good with that because I can just next turn cast an Isika's Chariot. I mean, that's actually fine. But oh, hi. Yes, you're a friend. You are a friend. I would rather have you and do this and clear that than almost anything else currently. And we'll make that a green in case we draw a red in 7. But they're still going to get to connive here, and that's still pretty freaking big. So that part is just going to work out really nicely for them. But I can start just casting super cool things starting next turn too, right? Like I can start jamming a Seeker's Chariots down their throat. I can jam up Nixilis. Ooh, my guy's a 4/4 now. That's nice. Do I want a second red for literally anything here? But I don't know that I need a third black source, so I will just make a second red. Anyway, so now I get to clear these, do the draining game thing, make them take a bunch hopefully, or they're going to discard a card to exile. That's actually fine too, because now I get to just resolve a chariot, and they have to discard a card to do this too. Oh, well, all right, if that's the card they're discarding, I guess. Yeah, so let's get that resolved. So this works out pretty well for me too, especially if I draw something that costs 2, because then I'll be able to crew this up, play a new creature, and still like sacrifice to Nixilis. So I wonder whether that means they have, nope, never mind. I was gonna say, I wonder whether that means they have another copy of, what was I thinking? Wandering Emperor, but nope, just 2 copies of Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, so Rafine is pretty damn big. So this is gonna be what, a 5/8? That is large. Oh no, a 4/7. Okay, but this still plays pretty well, right? Like Strangle, I actively really like the Strangle because I can just kill one of these Luminarch Aspirants and kind of go from there. Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So let's kill you. And this is gonna be where it's really cool that we actually did play the second red source, right? Like I'm yeah, pretty happy about that. So what we want to do is do all of these things in the right order. So we want to crew the chariot first, then we want to Nixilis. Oh yeah, okay. Then we want to Nixilis with casualty here. So now we're going to come up with a bunch of these. We get to a devil with this one, plus this one. Now we get to attack and make an Nixilis token. Post combat, we get to plus this one, all the Nixilis all the time. And do I want to play this land? I believe the answer is yes, actually. So now I don't know what we could draw on top of the chariot, but I will be pretty happy if we get to have chariot plus like another card. Rafine's really big though. I don't know, they could reanimate Tenacious Underdog and just go for an all-out attack on a bunch of my friends, but it looks like that's not what's happening here. So we're just gonna have this be a 2, and it looks like they're probably gonna double attack into one of them. Oh, okay. We're double attacking. What's happening here? Okay, so now you get to connive for 3, which is super freaking huge. That's kind of crazy. Oh my god, they got to ship 3 lands? Jesus, that's good for them. All right, so you're attacking one of them, you're attacking the real one, you're attacking another token. So I'm going to protect the token from this. You're attacking the real one, I can't protect that. You're attacking this token, I can't protect that. Yeah, so I'm gonna protect the one that I can, and then just kind of finish off the samurai token. And that'll work out pretty well for us too, because I get to cast a new chariot next turn, and I can make another Nixilis token, and I still have like my cat chilling around too. So all things considered, we're actually still kind of okay here. And I think that was exile this thing. What are you doing with that? Oh, that is what's happening. Sure, that actually plays right into our second chariot. So I'm, oh hey, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that's not exactly something I wanted this turn, but that will be really good for later. So what I'm gonna do here is just play this. I want to keep the one that did not just come in. So I keep the one without the swirlies. Oh, and they scoop to the second chariot. Nice, 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 nice. All right, let's go. Beating up on a spur, it's a good time. I think that's good enough. So Hidetsugu again. Actually, no, I don't think I want Tsugu this time. I don't want Strangle either, but I definitely want the Rays of Enfeeblement. Yeah, I think the Rays were really good against the Rafines. They were good against Luminarch Aspirant, and I think everything else is like just good enough for handling just the entire rest of the deck, right? Like the Tenacious Underdog can be annoying. Actually, no, I am going to do something about that. We're going to put in the Riveteer's Charms against the Tenacious Underdogs. And I don't think that we need to use the Exile Graveyard mode on this, but I think I like everything else that's happening here. Like the Hidetsugu can obviously remove the Tenacious Underdogs from the graveyard, but also provides us with a threat, even if it's like a kind of medium threat, it's still a threat. I don't think level 1 really matters at all. If anything, that might actually hurt us more than them. It could just like snag Wandering Emperor tokens or something, so like maybe there's some relevance there. But I think the Ray of Enfeeblement's going to be especially good against Rafine, against Luminarch Aspirant, against that part of their deck, and this is pretty good. There's a Ray, and I can't play a black source on turn 1, so I'm just going to play this Deathcap Glade tapped, and then kind of call it a day. What do we got? An Aspirant. Okay, so things I can do. I can play this tapped and just use the Ray on this thing, and I think that's going to be my play. Just pop this now. So I'm going to pop it now rather than letting them untap, because I don't know that they're not playing Negate or something cool. And Rafine is pretty damn good, so let's do this. And I think I want to just resolve Fable. Yeah, let's just resolve Fable. So the Goblin token's clearly really good, right? But also the loot ability, because I don't really care about Sugu or this Harvester right now. Either of those can spin me into a sweet removal spell for the Rafine. Okay, so let's see what they're working with here. Is it just going to be like holding up mana for Wandering Emperor, or what are we doing? Looks like the answer is yes. Okay, so here I can discard you and you. Oh, the rest. That's actually pretty sweet. So let's get my attack on first. And if they Wandering Emperor, then that's whatever, because I'll be able to resolve a Chariot after. So I'm going to make a second red source with this. I already have everything else. So let's duress first, just to get rid of a negate or something. Yeah, the treasure token's going to be especially good here. Obscura Interceptor, you bounce spells. Okay, so I guess I'm going to take the Valorous stance and just work on this first then? Or do I take up Nixilis, copy it? No, because they can just attack that. Never mind. I'm going to Ranger class. And if they want to like untap and then like Skyclave the Ranger class, then so be it. If they want to Obscura Interceptor, either the Fable or the Ranger class, then I don't really care about that either. So I think this is okay. Yeah, and this is fine because I can just recast the Ranger class. I am very sniffly today. Yeah, like that has no effect on us here, so I'm gonna get my wolf anyway. So now if they attack with this, I'll be able to block, and I'm okay with that. This is obviously going to get to do its thing, but I can't really do anything about Rafine right now, so whatever. I think my plan is just going to be to overwhelm the Rafine and say fuck it. So they do get to drop 2 and draw 2, which is really sweet. Wait, X? Oh my god, this is going to be a 5/3? Shit. That's... Oh, they didn't do that. That's not what they did. Oh. Unshit. I take all of my cussing back. Oh, that's good too. And they took the Ranger class, not the Fable? I am here for this. All right, sick. So if that's a negate, then I'm sad, but almost anything else, then I'm pretty good here. And I legitimately forgot that was going to make a Kiki Jiki. I thought I was looting this turn. I just straight up assumed I was looting this turn. So I can go ahead, attack with this, make a treasure token. And if they block, great. If they don't block, still great. So I'm going to up Nixilis with that and just like... So, I mean, if this is a negate, then I guess you can negate one of them. Vanishing Verse, yeah, sure, resolves. So you are going to make a devil. You are going to plus. And one of those is certainly going to die. I actually think I'm okay with this. If they Rafine and then like, you know, up on the Skyclave Apparition, then like that's annoying. But honestly, I think we can get past that. So they're going to get to loot twice, which is still really freaking good for them. Okay, and this time they actually do put it all on the big one, rather on the one that should be big, not the one that's actually big. What do we ship? We shipped a Nimble Larcenist and a Spellbinder. Got it. So I'm going to protect the Ubnix that I can. This is going to pop them in the face real quick. Face has been popped. And we get a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Kind of cool, not going to lie. I want to resolve this, but I want to use this first. Yeah. I don't get to save you from anything, which means I should probably just make a devil. Since I don't have a removal spell for Rafine, the 2 attackers means that this is going to be 4 power, and if I were to up this to 4 and just like, you know, do 2 damage, then they're just going to kill it with almost no benefit. But if I make the devil, then they still have to attack the Nixilis, and I actually get something out of it. So I think that was probably the better play, because they still like have to devote an attack to the Nixilis. Yeah, I like this. And if they attack with Skyclave Apparition, I think I'll actually be pretty oh, that sucks. Oh, nope. That was not as good for me. So now I get to make a samurai, and I get to be sad about that. And let's see what we can come up with here. Counter on that, sure thing. That actually, wait, first strike. never mind. I was gonna say that doesn't actually change anything, but it really does because of the first strike. So here, that makes sense. This should attack my face probably. That's also attacking my face. I think that's a mistake. Oh well. Maybe this is a removal spell. A 3/3? I have to assume this is like a Vanishing Verse or an Infernal Grasp or something of that sort, right? Because like I shouldn't be able to get away with this block. I'm gonna try for it. And it looks like we do get away with one. No, we just get away with one. Sick. So here, I'm scared of another Wandering Emperor. So I'm just going to do this and see if the Menace is good enough. Because like I do have exactly enough power and toughness to be able to deal with the Wandering Emperor on this Hive of the Eye Tyrant. So fingers crossed, I guess. I want to exile a spell. So I guess Vanishing Verse. I don't know that it really matters, but okay. So at least Wandering Emperor is gone. So that's not nothing. Let's end the turn. So we actually have a lot of really live draws here still. Like I can draw into... Another Obnix is pretty close to optimal. An actual removal spell for either of these is pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. So they're going to get to connive one. Yeah, this Rafine's looking really. Discarding another copy. I'll take 3 and go to 15. So what do we draw? Oh, can we draw a Wrenn and 6? That'd be sick. A Den and a Bugbear. That is not the Wrenn and 6 I was going to ask for, but I guess that's okay. So let's do this. Let me turn sideways, please. More spells. And the reason I'm taking spells instead of anything else here is kind of twofold. First, again, they could have a copy or two of Lear in their deck, and that is going to let them double block, sure. I don't have a spell to stack, so that's okay. So they're going to get to go ahead and, I guess, double block here, and I'm going to get to kill the Interceptor, which is fine-ish. They're going to get to gain 4 life out of it, which is kind of a lot. But I have another creature land, so... Go. So now we are just attacking for what is probably 4, and we still have kind of a lot of work to do on this set. So I assume one of the cards in their hand is probably another Wandering Emperor because I haven't actually tapped any creatures for them to exile, and they're, I don't know, probably trying to get me. They discarded a Psycho Land, which means they have 2 cards that are gas in their hand too. So that's going to be a thing that we kind of want to watch out for. But let's see what actually ends up happening here. Spellbinder, joke's on you, my hand sucks. You can see yet another land. Fascinating times. Give me a removal spell for this Skyclave, or something to dance around what could be a negate. That was not it. What can I do here? I think the answer is like legitimately nothing. So let's no attacks here and just end a turn. If I draw a Ray of Enfeeblement or something, I will pretty happily attack into the Skyclave Apparition with the Chariot. But for now, I'm just being chunked for a 2-turn clock, and that's not really good for me. So that's gonna be what? A 5/3. So I take 8, go to 4, and have got a lot of finger crossing to do if I want to get out of this game. But I think this is going to be another game in which we kind of do want the Infernal Grasps. They're playing a lot more creatures than I thought they would be, which is fine because we put in the Ray of Enfeeblement, but is less fine because I took out 1, 2 more of the Infernal Grasps. I don't know, took out some number. Oh, they only discarded 1 thing, not 2. Okay. Yeah, untap. Riveteer's Charm is going to be a draw spell for me right now. Removing either of these creatures by itself, I don't believe is actually super helpful. And unfortunately, neither of those cards. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can move to next game. Yeah, because if I cast Riveteer's Charm as a sacrifice mode, then all they had to do there was sacrifice the Elite Spellbinder and then just attack with Rafine and Skyclave next turn, turning Rafine into a 5 power thing anyway. So like I was still just kind of dead there. So we have those to take out. I want to put things in that deal more positively with the Rafine. So I think the Infernal Grasps are going to look pretty good coming back in. Riveteer's Charm is pretty good, but I don't think a 3-mana thing is what I want to be doing to answer their stuff. The draw mode's really good, and we didn't see that the exiling graveyard text was going to be relevant, so I think I'm okay doing that. I want all of these cards though. Yeah, I like all the rest of this. I don't think I want any strangles, any abrades. Yeah, I'm good with this as is. Oh, y'all didn't tell me. My green screen was leaking through this entire time. Let's do that. Let's also play first. Hand is acceptable. 2 Ray of Enfeeblement's pretty sweet. I do want another land so I can cast Fable. Starting from here, still not bad at all. Okay, Graveyard Trespasser, great start. Cast this, and your move, opponent. So ideally we get to draw a land, but this is answered, so that's nice. that was not the thing. So I'm going to discard the Graveyard Trespasser. I think that has the least text in this matchup. Hell yeah, that's what I want. You, fuck off. So a Rafine, I have to wait until next turn to kill with this Ray of Enfeeblement. A Skyclave Apparition I can get rid of right now, like that. Yeah, that's fine. I want to do this now, cast the, yeah, I'm gonna do this now, get a token in play, resolve this, and if I draw a land, then the rest plus Fable looks pretty good. If I don't draw a land, then, I don't know, we'll see. Also, if I draw a land, then I can just, like, attack with this and resolve Wrenn and 7 too, so like that's a real thing. But if they're gonna hold up mana for, say, a Wandering Emperor, I'm actually good with that too. Okay, so I can discard a Graveyard Trespasser and the Fable. Or do I want to keep the Fable? No, I'm gonna discard these two. Oh, that was very good. So now we get to attack with both. I get my treasure. They can Wandering Emperor this, and that's whatever. But after they do that, I get to resolve a Wrenn and 7, so I don't know who's really winning that exchange, right? Big ass Planeswalker. I want to make a 4/4, or do I want to just reveal? I think I'm gonna make a 4/4 first. I like the 4/4. So now they have to like deal with this, and if they want to deal with this, they use a card to do so. And if they can, great. And if they can't, then I still get to just like untap and dig for lands next turn, and I still have the combination of the rest into Chariot, so maybe not so much on the Wrenn and 7, but the rest of this is still great. Vanishing Verse, annoying too. Okay. Ranger class, I don't have a second green source for, but I'm still pretty okay with this. If they want to keep their Samurai, I'm sorry, their Wandering Emperor alive, they have to skip on the Samurai, so yeah, let's do that. Do my best to kill your thing. So now you got some cats to deal with. So yeah, this is really just what we want to be doing, right? Just like maximum pressure on all of this stuff. If I draw a green source, then, I mean, that's annoying, but like, you got me. And then they can make this a 2/5, right? Yeah. Which, to be fair, is pretty obnoxious. Double Duress is pretty damn good though. So what do we got? Oh, nope. Double Duress is not pretty good. We get to do nothing with that. But I will resolve this. I want to make another token. You have haste, so I want to crew with the ones that do not have, there we go, the one that doesn't have haste, and when it's not new, I guess. I want to attack your face with this one, attack Wandering Emperor with these, and create a something. I guess that. Oh crap, is that gonna die at the end of the turn? Okay, good. Shoo. I didn't know whether, because I made a mistake. I clicked on the one that Kiki-Jiki made and not just like any of the other tokens. So you can take it the rest, but I don't really care about that. Yeah, that's fine. So is this a Vanishing Verse? Oh, come on. Boo. Oh, they're gonna connive the one. Sure. Dang it. No, go back to conniving. You were fine with that. I want to make you green, level up, and Andre, why would you do that? I'm not going to. So instead, I'm going to just attack with one of these, and if they want to double block, I'll let them trade with the Larcenist. Yeah, and if they want to just block with this, then I'm cool with that too. But what I actually want to do is at the end step, use Kiki-Jiki to make another token, and then I can attack with a bunch of them. That's a lot better for me. So they're going to get to connive with the Larcenist. That's fine. They got rid of a Spellbinder. Noted. So I'm going to take the 3 here. We're going to get to make a kitty and a Blood Tithe Harvester. Don't particularly care about that. I will cast it anyway post combat. If I make another token, it attacks. No, that's bad. I'm just gonna attack with 2 of my friends here. So attack with you, attack with, you're the one that has haste and is gonna die if I don't do anything with it. So attack with this as well, making it a 3/3. Yeah, make the wolf a 3/3 since the wolf is gonna stick around after the end step. This one just is kind of like basically free. So they can put in the Interceptor and get some blocks in here if they want to preserve their life total. If not, I'm fine with that. Oh, come on. All right, well, that's obnoxious. That's annoying. So you go to 4, and then I at least do get to do this. So we get to do this, make a blood token, and then end of turn, I get to make another Blood Tithe Harvester, making another blood token, filter out some cards next turn if need be, and then that's fine. And then hopefully we get some better attacks in, right? That's kind of the goal here. If they want to connive, then they're allowed to do that. They do have a lifelinker, which is obnoxious. Getting rid of Spellbinder, noted. So now they can just use all of their mana, put in their lifelink, and then do what? A Trespasser. I actually think I kind of like the drain and gain element of that. So let's do that. But if I cast it, then they can intercept it, which I am not a fan of. So let's just make more Harvesters, and then I can, yeah. That's actually really good for me, because I can sacrifice one of the Harvesters for 6 toughness. Yeah, that's sick. Let's do that. Yes, I'm pretty sure I want to do that. I will happily pay the ward cost. Where's the black mana? There it is. I'm like, I already tapped for black. Go away, Rafine. I want to use you. Wait, they're at 6. No, I don't. I just want to attack. No, because if I just attack, then they can do this life link. Yeah, and I get no benefit. So I might as well just do this. All right, sick. They're off it. Cool. So it looks like we get to win another match against Esper. And yeah, we'll jam one more after this. We're having a pretty good time here. So we're having a pretty good time today. We're having a lot of fun watching Magic, lots of content, lots of commentary. And I really, really appreciate the fact that y'all are sticking around for all of this. To appreciate that, I just want y'all to hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and make sure to read the video description because that's where all the good information is going to be. Things like today's deck list, contact information, and the invite link to our Discord server will all be right in the video description. So check that stuff out. Also, we have a couple of cool things going on. I'm setting up a Patreon, we have a merch shop, and lots more to come, including soon a second YouTube channel. Look forward to all of that, and let's get right back into the content. All right, we got our third match here. We're on the play with a bit of a stinker. Let's mull. Oh, no, not like this. Oh, God, this is bad. All right, well, we're going to mull to 5. Yeah, all right. And I'm going to get rid of the more expensive cards here. And yeah, all right. We'll keep what is, at least for now, an acceptable curve. I am overall not super happy about this. So I'm going to do this into the... That looks... Okay, so they could just be doing like the same thing we are, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and Ranger class. So the idea here is that if I Ranger class and they... Yeah, that's fine. They strangle this, then I still get like some benefit out of everything else I'm doing here. Like that's pretty good for me. For 2 reasons, actually. I don't have to use the Takenuma as a land drop immediately, which is nice. They used a strangle on basically half a card, which is nice. Same statement. I think I actually am gonna blood token pitch my strangle and look for just, I don't know, a better card. Like if I change that into, for example, into Chariot, you know, that's still not bad. I'm gonna make you green, cast you, and like I'm still pretty happy about this exchange, right? Like they can just resolve something nice of their own, like a removal spell or... Oh, that's fine. What's this? Wait. What are you? Henrika. Combat. Everybody sacks a creature, you draw a card and you lose a life, and you transform into Flying Death Touch Lifelink. Oh, so Nighthawk. And everybody else gets +1/+0. Okay, got it. Noted. We have seen what the thing does now. So I can pitch Takenuma and grab Graveyard Trespasser, or I can level this up. And I think I would rather get back the Trespasser. Oh, it also became nighttime. Right. That's exciting. Okay, so they get a Kikijiki, which is, I guess, fine. Can't really do much about it. What do we get? Mold. Ooh, do we take an Up Nixilis instead? Nah, I think I still want this. Oh, that plays nicely. I am going to end up with 2 spells being cast during my turn, though. So, like, this is a little less good because it transforms this back into Strangle range. But they already used, what, 3 Strangles? So now if they want to just use, like, an Infernal Grasp or something on this, then that's a lot more okay, right? If they drew their 4th Strangle, then honestly, so be it. Like, we already mulled to 5, so it's kind of what it is. Right, so that's Chariot mana. Now they have 4 mana and they have green mana. If they attack, I'll just block with the Trespasser and kind of go from there. If they just cast double up Nixilis, then at least I can attack them down, especially with Ranger class, so like that's not bad. Removal they drew the 4th Strangle. Oh my god. All right, opponent. Ooh, Sorin. Shit, maybe I should be playing Sorin. That's actually something I overlooked. Do I block? Yeah, I don't think it... Yeah, I don't like it, but... Oh my god, they also had a Chariot. Yikes. Yikes. All right, we're done here. So, yeah, we mulled to 5. They got the drop on us with quadruple Strangle. you know, sometimes you just get got. So we're going to put in a bunch of removal spells here. Like we've got Duress for their Nixilis / Chariots. We've got Abrade for a lot of their creatures / Chariots. Strangles of my own are probably like fine. I think I'm going to pitch... What do I not really want here? Infernal Grasp seems a little medium. Ranger class I like. Fable? No, Fable at least makes a couple of cards. So is this a matchup in which I actually drop Nixilis? God, that might actually be right. Because this feels like, yeah, because they play a lot of creatures and they could actually just pretty easily attack Nixilis down. So removing this might actually be the play and just like not even trying for the Nixilis lines against this deck. I'm going to do that. I actually don't think that's the best card here. And then I'm going to get rid of one Riveteer's Charm. So let's play on this angle where we just basically play like extra fair Jund. And yeah, let's see if that ends up being the wave. That's much better. This is like infinitely better. So here, what do I want to do? I think I want to just like play this tapped on turn 1 so that I can turn to Abrade or Strangle with the Hive, and then this turns into green mana turn 3. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And now I can play both of those for green since I can run in 7 on turn 5, which is nice. I do still, of course, need to make a land drop to make that happen, but so far so good. Let's cast our friend here. And I'm not going to get anything out of that, but I'll be pretty glad if they want to use a removal spell like a Strangle or something on this. That's actually fine. I already have Strangle to deal with the tokens there. So let's do this. I guess I'll lament a little bit about not having access to double red, but like this is still pretty good. I get to deny them a, yeah, whatever. I get to deny them a treasure token off of the attack, which is nice. And if I draw a land, resolving a red in 7 is just going to be a super huge game. So that's my goal currently. Draw land, resolve red in 7. It can be any land since... Oh, I'm sorry. Any land other than Hive of the Eye Tyrant. This is also fine. Damn it. Oh my god. I literally did say other than Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and I drew Den of the Bugbear. So that's on me. God damn it, Andre. Oh, Magic, you are the funniest card game, I swear. So I'm not going to cast anything because I actually want you to be a 4/4. And then once they crew this, I can Abrade it. So like, I have things to do. I'm just... Oh, but that's what I get. I very explicitly said not Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and then we got blown out by drawing Den of the Bugbear, which is, it's not a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. You know, I get what I deserve, I guess. Magic, you suck sometimes. Oh, they're not even going to crew that. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna Abrade it, so destroy artifact. Okay, so I drew a land for the Ren in 7, which is obviously great. So I get to do this. I still get to Strangle the Reflection. Still going to attack. Sideways you go. I guess I'll remove those. Again, I don't really know that it has relevance, but I'd rather have their board more clear than not. So now I'm going to get to do this, make a big ass Tree Folk token, and then see what, if anything, opponent has to say about this. So the board is mostly clear. Actually kind of plays out okay for me if we get to start drawing more action spells, right? Like if they do something about Ren in 7, I do have a backup. I've got some 6/6s, which is nice for now. What do? You trample over and they get to attack that. Okay. Annoying, but I still have another backup Ren in 7. So here, I guess I'd rather draw a Duress than anything else. Not quite. Okay. So we're just going to do the same thing again here, except this time it's a 7/7. And they do have a lot of cards, which I cannot say the same for us. But we also have one more creature land and they have, oh my god. That is a card I considered putting in this deck, but I am super dead to that thing. Oh my freaking god. All right. I'm going to give us a chance here because I'm going to get to attack Tibalt with Hive of the Eye Tyrant and it has Menace, or I get to do everything. Okay. So I get to kill the Reflection here. I don't get to attack with Den and make a token, but I am still going to get to attack with Hive of the Eye Tyrant. So let's, okay. Not happy about that, but at least Tibalt is off the table and doesn't get additional benefit. This, I guess. That freaking Tibalt. Oh my god. Oh, no. Too many Planeswalkers. Make it stop. All right. We're getting massively outvalued here. Was kind of our plan when we took out of Nixilis, but wow, we are oh no, all right, they also have that, and they didn't even get rid of this or attack first with it. Oh yeah, we're dead. All right, that's enough of that. So we lose the Dimir to yeah, they were prepared to deal with double Renin 6, so like, you know, you get got sometimes. Good stuff from our opponent. All right, last round of the night here. That's better. So let's keep this, ship one of these, start here, and hope to draw some lands to go along with our sweet curve here. Snow-covered island. All right, that tells us a few things. It tells us nothing. Blue-black with this, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Blood on a Snow later. So this is going to be some super cool Blood on a Snow style control deck is what I'm guessing. I want a second black source before a second red source. Yeah, let's do that. And I want to start with, let's see what you want to do. Do you want to counter it with something like a disruption? You want to thirst for discovery in response so that I have something to exile. What? I guess I'll get rid of the thirst. I'm really confused about doing that before this resolves and using all your mana, knowing that you can't do anything about it. What opponent should have done is let me resolve this card, exile nothing, and then thirst for discovery on the off chance that they actually have something to do with their graveyard, right? Like if they play Lear in their deck, now they don't have access to a thirst for discovery here. Yeah, like I just don't think that was great all around, if I'm being honest. And here I can make a second red source since I already have double black. I can resolve a cat car. Meow. And yeah, let's see if this is good enough. I suspect it'll be though. Cat car's pretty good. Imrith. That counts as good. It doesn't do anything against my Riveteer's Charm, which is super nice. Haha. Suck it, Ward. All right, so we get to do this, crew up our cat car, make cats for the cat car, and go. So let's see what our opponent comes up with here. Is this just like a Blood on the Snow? That is annoying if that ends up being what happens, since they have, oh no, they only have 4 snowlands too. Okay, well that's good to know. What can come at us from instant speed with 6 mana, not 7? 7 is Hullbreaker Horror, but I think I'm going to give them a chance to do something about this now. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to try to combo off. So I'm going to go ahead, do my cat car thing, and why the fuck would you tap like that? There, leave open my green. I know I don't have anything to do with the green, but opponent doesn't know that, so auto tapper, why are you like this? So now if they want to counterspell at least one of these, then honestly, so be it. But if they don't have one, then I can make Chariot turn into another copy of this. Behold the Multiverse. Don't particularly care. Dimir Sleeves too. Oh yeah, opponent's just like very on theme. I like it. Didn't even notice that at first. And I guess you can Vanishing Verse this. Power Word Kill. Yeah, you got it. So they're still going to get to take 2. I get to do a Nixilis twice. All in all, pretty happy about that. So I'm not going to make a devil with this one. I think I'm just going to plus a couple of times. Yeah, that seems all right. Kerpow. Get attacked. Now what happens here? Tapped land, and it's a snow land. Crippling Fear. All right, sick. I'm actually very okay with that because remember we purposely did not cast Blood on the Snow. We did not cast whatever that card. Again, auto tapper. At least try to lie to your opponent. Jesus. So we're just gonna keep upping on these, and at this point they're at 6. Okay, so it's gotta be a little dangerous for opponent to not be discarding cards, right? Like, okay, so there was the Lear. Remember what we said earlier about the Graveyard Trespasser? So they do still have access to something like Power Word Kill or Crippling Fear if they have a land drop, but I am not very scared of this, is kind of what I was getting at earlier. So now I get to do this, make them discard cards, and if they discard spells that they can use with Lear, so be it. But I'm also just like threatening something very close to lethal. So if they want to do all of this, I'm going to get to attack still. If they want to, oh no, they have Power Word Kill. Right. So I'm actually not going to attack with the cat car. I'm just going to attack with cats and then strangle Lear post-combat. That actually seems a lot better. So if they want to block, then they're going to get strangled post-combat. I can kill the other with a, and, haha, spells can't be countered. That includes my, oh, you know what? That means I should resolve this first. I'm actually going to resolve, or, did I use these? I used these. Okay. I'm actually going to resolve this first while spells can't be countered, and then make 2 more of Nixilis triggers. keep the real one that just came into play whenever I can see which one is which. You're the one that just came into play, and I want to use both of these. Hero's Downfall to probably destroy the other one. Strangle. Nice graveyard. All right, opponent, go. Opponent said good game. I'll say it back. We will be nice and friendly to our opponent. We are not going to choose to be jerks. So we want Sugu, we want Duresses, and I don't really think I care about most of the rest of what's happening there as far as Strangle, right? Like, yeah, it was a really cool line with Lier, but I don't think that's planning. I can also get rid of one of the Renin 7s? Yeah. I like my aggressive part of my plan here. The Duress is good. We want Infernal Grasp because we straight up saw Lier, we saw Imrith, and we can assume they have 1 to 2 Hullbreaker Horrors. And all of those are going to be cards that I want. Infernal Grasp, I want Riveteer's Charm, so that I can kill out those big, giant, scary threats that protect themselves. So I'm not going to skip out on any of those this time. So let's see what our opponent is also up to. But man, we've seen a lot of blue-black cards here today. Like, I expected to see at least one Jund match, right? And we did. But seeing out of 4 matches so far, 3 decks with combinations of blue and black cards, I am medium surprised by that. Not super surprised, but medium surprised. All right, so we start with double blue, which means I actually want to... a disruption. Sure, you got it. And that's actually okay with me, because now we get to, like, resolve Sugu, maybe. We get to... Nope, we do not... Oh, actually, they probably just take one of these, right? Like, I don't think they care that much about Sugu. But we do have a lot of very good non-creature spells, so, like, a Duress is actually pretty strong against our deck. I assume they just take Cat Car and then, like, leave us with the rest of this really good stuff. They do take Cat Car, noted. So I'm going to try to resolve a Sugu here. Oh, sick. All right. I get to exile the graveyard, which it's not a big graveyard, but it's still not nothing. And then I get to come out with a threat later, which is nice. So here, do I want to resolve Fable? Do I want to try to Riveteer's Charm at the end of their turn, maybe? Yes, I want to try to Riveteer's Charm at the end of their turn. They know I have it, which I guess is fine. But if they cast Imrith into it, then I'm good there. Oh my god. Oh, no, 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 why? Why would you do that, deck? Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I am so mad right now. All right, I want to get a second green source because we already know that I have the Renin 7. Duress, and then clear out room for Fable. And if they want to kill this in response, so be it. Whatever, that's fine. Show me a moves. It's a Lier. Okay, so now I'm going to resolve this Fable. And I am sad about pitching the 2 lands off of the Riveteer's Charm, but now... if this gets to attack, I'm still... oh, well, all right, that changes things. I want to skip my Trespasser that they know about. No, I'm going to skip both Trespassers and do my best to hit another land drop. Yeah. Okay, that actually does play fairly nicely because now I can Infernal Grasp this instead of using a Riveteer's Charm. And now I still have a treasure token too. So let's do that, make our land drop, still have access to Riveteer's Charm, which is especially helpful in case of like Hall of the Storm Giants or a Hullbreaker Horror. Check for traps, jerk. All right, in response to your check for traps, I will try to draw 3 cards. Okay, the Duress is not great, but the rest of these are awesome. So they do get rid of my Renin 7. Oh, that's nice. So let's make you, I don't know, green? I don't think it actually matters. Do my attack first, and then I'm going to shake you for up Nixilis, which seems great. You are going to make a devil token. You are going to up on the ops. I do not want to shake you for more, I believe. No, that's false. I totally do. And I can pitch the devil token to do so. All the up Nixilis. So damage can go to their face there. I want to keep the new one. I want to make a devil here, up on the ops here, and I don't really care about the rest, so I'd rather have my treasure token. So now if they want to... oh, that's pretty good. Do you have a basic land to discard? You do. Nice. Oh, are they scooping? Yeah, let's go. All right, good stuff. Yeah, that rocked pretty hard. So we ended up going 3-in-1 here with our Jund tokens deck. And we did lose the Jund mirror, and I think our opponent was honestly just like a lot more prepared for that, because you know what happens if you're playing like a mid-range match versus a mid-range match. The person who goes a little bit bigger typically does the winning, and we attempted to go a little bit bigger by playing Red and 7 and multiple copies of Riveteer's Charm, and our opponent went slightly bigger than the Riveteer's Charm by playing things like, what is it called, Unleash the Fury, the 7 damage thing that killed my tree folk and allowed them to attack Red and 7. They ended up going a little bit bigger than we did, and obviously it worked out pretty well for them because they got to, like, you know, resolve more planeswalkers than we did. They dealt with the planeswalkers that we did have, even though we had a lot of power and toughness on the board. They were prepared to deal with even that, and it worked out really well for them, right? Like, they ended up getting to resolve things like Sorin, which, to be fair, Sorin could totally go in this deck, right? Like, Sorin makes tokens, which goes well with the Chariot. It draws you cards, which is something that this deck wants. I don't know what I would take out for something like Sorin, but I could at least see it being in the sideboard somewhere, maybe over Heated Sugus. That's totally a thing that could happen. But honestly, as it stands, I really, really like the rest of what this is doing, right? Like, the Harvester Ranger class made for a pretty sweet turn 2 core of threats to play around. Trespasser plus Fable of the Mirror Breaker was absolutely fantastic as far as just like hard to deal with threats that present 2-for-1s. Cat Car was just as good as we thought it would be the entire time. Nixilis was pretty busted. Like, every time you resolve an Nixilis, getting like 3 to 4 copies of it on the table is just really, really silly. Riveteer's Charm was honestly kind of great. And Red and 7, the couple of times that we did get to use it, it wasn't bad. I don't know that this is definitively better than like a Sorin, but it's much bigger than Sorin for 1 more mana. So I think I'm going to stick with the Red and 7 for now. A couple of upsides and downsides though. Like, obviously the upside is you get like giant tree folk tokens, and those are pretty sweet. And you get to dig for more lands, which is also really good when you get the pluses. And we've got 26 lands in this deck, so there's a pretty reasonable chance that you'll hit more than 1 land per activation of Red and 7. Downsides. Costing 5 is a lot different from costing 4, which is where Sorin wins a point there. And the other downside is that since we're playing a bunch of pathways and stuff, it can be pretty difficult to guarantee that we get double green for Ren and 7. Where if we were playing Sorin, we have things like Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Takenuma, more pathways that we actively want to be on black. And it stops us from having to like hard body splash a 3rd color. So if we were to turn these into Sorins, then your mana does get a lot less complicated, but you're also getting a lot less powerful card, right? Like a 2/3 flying lifelink is not the same as like a 6/6 reach. So that's kind of like the trade-off that you're making there. Like, which card advantage engine do you want to pursue, Sorin or Ren and 7? Which creature token do you want on the table, the big flyer, or sorry, the little flyer, or the big reach thing? And today I chose the big reach thing because I think it plays nicer with Isika. But that's going to be something that we kind of rediscover as we play more matches with the deck, because like, including the matches that we played today, I've only played like 7 or 8 matches total with this so far. And I don't know, I'm looking forward to, I guess, building more of this, checking out maybe even more standard, because like the new set for standard actually is pretty interesting, Nixilis aside. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's different decks to make. Mono white just isn't the entire format anymore right now, which is nice. Like, we played 4 matches of ranked and we didn't play mono white once, so that was nice. Granted, we are ready for mono white, but it's still nice to see format diversity. Even if we saw basically 2.5 of the same decks out of 4 games, right? Like, we saw 2 different Esper builds. We saw Jund in a pseudo mirror, and we saw a blue-black control deck that could very well have been translated to Esper. But that's going to be our video for today. Standard is different, fun, and I had fun exploring it. So this is something I look forward to doing again. So let me know exactly what y'all want to see as far as content goes too. Things that are planned for the future. I do want to play Mono Blue Spirits in the new format, Explorer, and I do already have it built, just gotta make more time to actually play it. I am going to be playing a little more Commander before next week, because that's when the Mana Traders rounds start, and I know next to nothing about Commander. So we got to play a little bit of Commander in the previous video, but I do think it's going to be worth my time to play even more than the 4 or 5 or however many we played there. So that should be a good time too. And also, I just did a blue-white spirits for Pioneer, a list for that, so we can finally see what I'm doing with blue-white spirits in the world of Pioneer, because I know it's been a while since I've played that deck, or really any Pioneer at all. So lots and lots and lots of stuff to look forward to soon. Also, starting a second channel pretty soon, and that channel is going to be a lot less focused on gameplay and a lot more focused on the culture around Magic. So I've got a couple of things planned there, and that's going to be really fun. So look for that. It'll be at Spirit Squad MTG, and when I kick off the first video there, I will also put links to everything right in the description, so it'll be nice and easy to find. But that's going to be our video for today. If you like what you saw today in Standard Land, make sure to give the video a like and appreciate it. If you haven't already subbed to the channel, feel free to do that, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Just so you know, if you laughed at that thumbnail, you're going to hell too.